All right, I'm gonna do a little video series here about diagnosing why your chainsaw won't start. So this is part one, which is probably the most common cause of a chainsaw not starting once it's in regular use. The causes will change if it's been out of use or stored throughout the summer months, but when you're in regular use, this is probably the most common cause of it not starting, which is a flooded combustion chamber. All right, let's get into it. All right, so all you're gonna need to do here is access where your spark plug is. This looks different on a lot of different saws. This is a MS391, so it has 3 screws I need to undo. A lot of saws will have a little black latch here that you just slide over, pull the cover off. A lot easier to get into than this one, but they get a little harder to get into the bigger the saw gets. So we'll go ahead and get this cover popped off. All right, so I have all 3 screws loose here, and I have my chain brake engaged so it'll stay out of the way for us. What we'll do is the only thing you need to watch is getting it up over your little throttle lever there. So lift that up, slide it out. All right, while I have this off, anytime I ever take this off for any reason, I always clean the air filter off. I don't have a compressor with me right now, so I'm just gonna knock it off. I feel like it's a good habit to just clean this anytime you have it open. The old chaps, covered in sawdust and oil. All right, so we'll leave that guy off while we're doing this. So what we're gonna need to do is get to the spark plug here. I'm always real gentle on the bottom side here. Obviously, you know, you got a little bit of give, but it's best to be careful so you don't pull anything loose inside your spark plug. So we'll slide this off here, expose your plug. If it's been running, it's gonna be good and warm, so be careful there. All right, so we will break this loose with the large side of our scrunch. All right, now that we got that loose, get it off there. Try not to burn yourself too bad if you can avoid it. Probably better to have a towel. My wife is washing mine, so I don't have any with me at the moment, so we're just gonna burn my fingers, but the faster you turn your hands into a pair of gloves, I've always found, the better off you are. Now you can see there, this will always maybe be a little wet, but you can see a little moisture on there. So the chamber's flooded. So at this point, we have our plug out. The throttle is in the off position. What we're gonna do is just pull the cord several times. I typically do, I think everybody says a different number, but I typically do like 7 to 10 pulls, and I've never had an issue there. All right, sometimes when you're doing that, if you tried to start it multiple times after the chamber flooded, you might see a little fuel come out of there, but for the most part, you're not gonna see anything happening. But with that all open, I guess there you can see a little bit of fuel beaded up on the outside of that. Don't know if it's necessary, but I'll always kind of wipe that off and wipe the tip of my plug off. So that is all you do. You pull that cord several times and it'll clear out any excess fuel that flooded the chamber, and you should be good to go. As I said, this 9 times out of 10, after your saw has been in normal operation, this will be the issue if you have a problem starting it out in the field. Get everything put back together here. Show that. Never want to over tighten your spark plug there. Get it just tight enough. There we go. It's in place. Make sure our little wire's back in its guide there. Slide your spark plug all the way down. It should line up just perfect there. Get our air filter put back in here. All right, everything's back in place. Put our cover back on here. Like I said, with this particular saw, it can be a bit of a pain to get it over the throttle there, but pretty easy nonetheless. All right, and then we will tighten all 3 of our screws down. These things, the degree at which you want to tighten them to is up to you. I typically do just enough where they're not going to rattle loose from the saw running, but don't over tighten them, because if you over tighten them, they can be a pain to get undone with your scrunch. Now you do have the option of, I believe this saw is a T30. You can use a T30 as well, which is obviously a better screwdriver than a flathead, but I tend to find it just as easy to only have to keep up with one tool. So. We'll get this last one tightened down and we will see if it fires up. I would imagine that it will. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. If you like the video, just give it a like and subscribe to the channel to see what we have coming next. I'm going to continue this series about starting your chainsaw and issues with starting, as well as some maintenance and repairs. And then we'll also be putting out a pretty big series about felling trees and all the different types of cuts you can do there. Remember, if you have any questions, always go to a steel dealer or reference your user manual, all that good stuff. I'm just going based on experience, so you always get a second opinion. But I'm just sharing the knowledge I've learned in the field. So, and always remember to wear your safety gear. If anybody makes fun of you for wearing safety gear, just remember that's just Darwinism at work. Ignore them. Thanks a lot.